Hello. Before we start today's episode, if you would like a condensed version of what I'm talking about in this podcast, go ahead and subscribe to The Perfectionist Guide. You can read the entire thing in 3 minutes or less. To access this, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/newsletter. Are you a bit of a perfectionist, type A, hyper performer? Then you know that having the audacity to see an ideal and bring it into reality while breaking generational habits of hustle can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. If you are ready to burn bright instead of burning out, to lead without losing yourself, and to enjoy the life you have worked so hard to create, then keep listening. I'm your host, America's leader on rewiring perfectionism, CLG, and this is Perfectionism Rewired, the podcast. Welcome to Perfectionism Rewired. I wanted to do this in real time because I had an aha moment. Chandler, my dog, Chandler Bing, Chandler is on a raw food diet. He had a ton of skin issues, and going raw was the only quells all of them. He doesn't get hives, and Chandler is my first time having a white, short-haired dog. And from what other pet parents have told me, it's super common that they're just allergic to the world. Chandler is on a raw food diet, which is expensive compared to kibble, compared to normal dog food. When I say normal dog food, I'm talking about the dog food that you buy from the store and doesn't need to be frozen and then refrigerated and stuff like that. Chandler eats at least 2 pounds of food a day, and his tab on food can get pretty expensive. I placed the order online, and right after I did, they called me and letting me know that they were short-staffed today and that they weren't going to be able to deliver Chandler's dog food. He wasn't giving me a concrete answer. He just called and said, hey, so we're short-staffed and there's a chance that we're not going to be able to deliver. And they've said this to me before. Sometimes they've surprised me and they've delivered, and then other times they haven't. This time, Chandler is on antibiotics, so I'm down to his last meal tonight. So having it arrive tonight so I can have food for him for tomorrow, I would normally be like, okay, and just be like, that's fine. I wouldn't ask when it was going to be delivered, and I would internalize it. Are they going to come? Aren't they going to come? And I would sort of be in this state of like self-induced panic because I didn't ask. I didn't self-advocate for a clear answer. Pre-coaching CLG, this is how it would go. I would be like, oh, okay, well, do you know when you think? I don't really know, but like for sure by tomorrow. And I would say, oh, okay, thank you so much. My mind thought, I need to have food for Chandler for breakfast tomorrow because he is on antibiotics right now. And I know that I have one meal left for him, which is tonight for dinner. So if they're telling me it will for sure come tomorrow afternoon, then I need to figure out a food for Chandler for breakfast because of the antibiotics. I decided to share that Chandler was on antibiotics, which normally I wouldn't do because what my brain would give me was, no one cares about that. That's just your story. That's your problem. You need to figure that out. When I wasn't telling him this was his problem, I was giving him context into the situation, and I was getting to a clear answer at the end of the call, which we did. And he said, you know what? I'm most likely not going to be able to do it, but I'll for sure be able to do it tomorrow. And I said, okay, do you know what time tomorrow? And he said, yes, tomorrow before 2. Done. End scene. And I remembered that his daycare has a la carte type meals. We can buy dinner there. And this is where the story gets better. When I opened the fridge to get some ice, I took a deep breath. And guess what was sitting right there? One bag of Chandler's food. Or should I say 1 meal of Chandler's food. FYI, when I sort Chandler's food, every bag contains 2 meals. And so it's very rare that there is just one single meal in there by itself. And guess what? There was, which means everything that happened today it doesn't matter, meaning that he'll have food to eat. I won't have to get a new one and it's all good. And my process in Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, you are centering your identity on your possibilities instead of your limitations. I've done the hard work and taken out the guesswork to give you frameworks backed by neuroscience and have 100% client success rate, proven to work even for the most type A, high-strung, stubborn, control freak perfectionists. In the first 30 days alone, you'll possess a quiet confidence, so secure in yourself and your achievements. Your self-compassion will go up at least 250%. So if you want to save yourself years of trial and error, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/accelerator today, or just click the link in the show notes to check out the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator.